Yes, okay. Welcome on my channel, on my page, on my podcast, Kudzi Madziro Official. So as I talk to you now, as I communicate with you today, I'm in the capital city of Zimbabwe, which goes by the name Harare. And I want to tell you current news, current affairs, current developments, or current updates as they happen in Zimbabwe. So yesterday something happened in Harare, Zimbabwe, at the new parliament building in Mount Habden, Harare, Zimbabwe. The president of this country, Dr. Mnangagwa, or Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, was delivering his speech as in State of the Nation Address, abbreviated SONA, State of the Nation Address, or SONA, at a new parliament building in Mount Habden, Harare. But in the whole process of that activity, of doing that business or conducting that business of talking, delivering his speech, something happened. In the final 10 minutes of talking, reading out his speech, electricity in that building, new parliament building, went out in what is called a power blackout or power outage. Power outage or power blackout. Power went out. There was no power, plunging the whole building, that nice, beautiful, amazing infrastructure or that superstructure, into total darkness. Total darkness. Like hell, like hell. And the president was so much shocked. The president was surprised. And every occupant in that building, every participant or occupant in that new parliament building was like, what's happening? What is this issue? Hey, what's happening here? So the president has to be held by one of his assistants or one of his aides, using a torchlight or using a torch, in simple words, in simple terms, for him to read out his speech, conclude his speech, like the final 10 minutes of his speech, using a torchlight, under a torchlight. So this was very much an embarrassing situation, very much an embarrassing incident that transpired or happened at the new parliament building yesterday in Harare, Zimbabwe. Right. So this is the news coming to you. This is a news coming to you for you to know that the president, Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, really, there are people who are sabotaging his work. There are people who are working against him day in and day out. The president Mnangagwa is going to, maybe I may call them enemies. I may term them enemies. I may brand them as enemies. Enemies of Zimbabwe, enemies of development, enemies of progress, enemies of the work that is doing in Zimbabwe. So this was a clear issue, clear testimony to everyone with a sound mind, with a good brain, that this man is not loved by everyone in Zimbabwe, is not liked by everyone in Zimbabwe. There are people who are busy sabotaging his work, sabotaging each and every step that he takes. There are people who are working around the clock against him. Because I want to ask you this question. You are listening to me in this video. You are following me on my channel, on my platform, Kudzi Madziro Official. This story that happened yesterday in Zimbabwe, in the capital city Harare, in Mount Habden, where they built a superstructure, a super building by the name New Parliament Building. How can someone cut off electricity? How can someone switch off electricity, electrical power, when the president of the country is talking? When the strongest man, biggest man, or greatest man in the country, as in the president, is delivering the speech by the name SONA, State of the Nation Address, how can you, in your head, in your mind, in your brain, how can you decide to go and switch off electricity? How can you decide to go and switch off power when the man of the moment is talking? When the biggest man, greatest man, when the most important person in Zimbabwe is doing his work, the work of a president, State of the Nation address by the president, SONA by the president. So this clearly shows or demonstrates that this man, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, the president of Zimbabwe, really has got enemies, has got saboteurs or people who are sabotaging his work. The people who are not happy. Maybe can be members from the opposition parties, can be members from the opposition parties. This claim can be true. If research can be undertaken, if a proper investigation can be undertaken, my claim can be true that maybe the person who did this thing, or the people, the group of people who did this thing yesterday to switch off electricity, to cut off power, to cut off electrical power, when the man, the president of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, was talking, delivering his speech, maybe this man or maybe this group of people are from the opposition party, are members of the opposition in Zimbabwe. My claim can be true. My claim can be found to be genuine, original. Like, yeah, you're talking truth. What you're saying is true. What you're saying is genuine. These are the results of the research that we did, or these are the results of the investigation that we did. Personally, I am not happy. I am not impressed. Even right now, as I talk to you on this platform, YouTube, recording this video, producing this video, generating this video, I am not happy. When I read the news, I was not happy. When I saw the photos of the president reading his speech, SONA speech, under a torchlight, and nearby him is standing one of his assistants, one of his aides, looking at the whole picture, analyzing the whole picture, observing everything in between that picture. I was not happy. I was not impressed. Even now, I am not happy. Even tomorrow, I will not be happy. When I remember about this incident, embarrassing situation, embarrassing incident, I'm not happy. I'm not impressed at all. No, 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 no. Okay, let me say something. Even if you don't like the man, even if you don't love the man, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, president of Zimbabwe, but can you go to the extent of switching off electricity when he's talking to the nation? Let me repeat again for a good understanding. Even if you don't like the man, even if you don't love him, okay, fine, I understand. Even Jesus Christ, during his time on earth, there were people who didn't like him. There were people who didn't love him. There were human groups of people who didn't follow him or adhere to his teachings. There were people who didn't like his messages. So it's normal as a human being for a person, male or female, for a group of people in whatever capacity not to like you. It's normal. But can you go to the extent of switching off electricity when the president, in that capacity, in that stature, the president, we are talking about the president here, not a village head, not a village chairman, not a village sub-head or sub-chairman, no, president of a country with national sovereignty recognized by the United Nations as a separate country, as a sovereign state. We are talking about the president, head of state of a country, commander-in-chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. This is the man we are talking about here, or this is the man I am talking about here. Even if you don't like him, even if you don't love him, but can you go to the extent of switching off power, switching off electrical power, switching off electricity against him, against the SONA reading, against the SONA delivery? Can you do that? Whether as a member of the opposition party or as an enemy of him or enemy of Zimbabwe, can you do that? This speaks a lot of volume. This shows a lot of things lying underneath. This shows a lot of things. A proper investigation, a proper digging out has to be done by the Zimbabwean government, by the president, by the government officials, by the MPs from the new parliament building, members of parliament from the parliament building. They have to dig out this issue, dig out this story investigate properly this matter, and a lot of stuff will be revealed. A lot of stuff will be unearthed from this debacle, from this issue, from this story. I'm telling you. Yo. No. Okay. What are comments on this issue? Drop, type, write your comments in the comments box, in the comment section. Let's talk further about this issue. Let's discuss further about this issue. I'm done talking. See you on the next video, next episode. I'm coming right away. Stay tuned. I'm signing out on this one. Sharp.